Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson, and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for skillofattraction.com. And today's attraction tips video is called Attractive Women and Their Male Orbiters. Now, I'm doing this video by request, but it is important that you understand that almost all women, especially the attractive ones, have at least one male orbiter, usually a few. I mean, there's been girls that I've dated in the past where I had no idea that they had these male orbiters, these guys lurking around in the background. I remember one girl I was dating, this was years ago, and it was when I was really just starting to learn this stuff. And I blew it with her, but it was because I was pushing things along a little too quickly. I was a little overly available, and I mean, she could tell I was into her probably more than she was into me. And she was giving me all the signs, to, hey, slow down, buddy. But I was ignoring them. I was doing what a lot of you guys do. And that's when a girl pulls away like that, I was trying extra hard to prove to her that I was boyfriend material. And it ended up, blowing up in my face. But anyway, the thing is she told me that we should just be friends. And I was like, at that time, I knew enough not to do that. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. And she was really upset about it. And she told me that she's like, hey, I have other male friends that were once potential suitors, and they have no problem with it. And I was like, oof, I'm not going to be one of those guys. But my point being is that I had no clue that all these male friends of hers, these male friends, were actually guys that she had friend zoned, and they were still hanging around in the background just hoping things would change. So just know that girls that like you and respect you are going to make sure you know about these guys, and make sure you know in one way or another that she has no interest in these male orbiters. So what is a male orbiter? Okay, these are guys that kind of hang around in the background around your girl because they like her and they're attracted to her and they're hoping things will change. However, they're basically just too afraid to make a move or let their interest be known out of fear of rejection. So what they do instead is they're extra nice to her, they're extra available, hoping that she will be the one to initiate some sort of relationship or sex. Or they're guys that she has friend zoned, like maybe they've been on a date or two or a few dates, and she has friend zoned them, and now they're just kind of waiting around hoping that she'll change her mind. Essentially, these male orbiters are backups, or guys that she genuinely thinks of as just a friend, and she has no idea that these guys want any more from her than friendship. Which I've known lots of girls where guys have liked them. They're like, really? I had no idea. So that just goes to show you right there that you have to let your interest be known if you want to get anywhere beyond friendship. So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to discuss these male orbiters, how you can avoid from being one of them, and how they can affect your relationship with your girl. But if you guys have any questions, whether it be about one of my videos or you're having some issues in your own relationship, please feel free to send me an email. All you have to do is head over to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the contact tab, and shoot me a message from there. All I ask is that you keep your message and questions to me rather short and concise. Just stick to the important parts of the story and what you need to know. And if it's a good question, I will answer your question in an upcoming video. Of course, I will keep your personal information private. But either way, I will get back to you whether in a video or a written response as soon as I can. I get some of you guys have sent me multiple emails because I'm not responding fast enough. And I do have paying clients I have to take care of first, but I will respond to you as soon as I can in the order the questions were received. But if you do need to get in touch with me right away, just again, head to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the coaching tab, and there I have several options for you to choose from, including emergency email coaching. And I also provide monthly coaching where I will work with you throughout the month. Now, first thing you have to understand is not every single one of her male friends wants to get into her pants. I mean, I have a few very attractive female friends where I really have no sexual interest in them whatsoever. I mean, I suppose if they were to aggressively throw themselves at me, I would seize that opportunity. I mean, after all, I am a man. But I really have no interest in putting in any effort, and I really don't see them as a sexual option. But that hasn't stopped their boyfriends from being extremely jealous of me, which kind of brings me to my next point about your own jealousy with these male orbiters. I get lots of complaints from guys telling me that how their girlfriend has all these male friends and they just don't trust these guys. And I wouldn't trust them either, but you do not want to convey or show any kind of jealousy about them. You really have to look at it this way. I mean, she has already chosen you. She could have chosen these guys at any time, but she has chosen you. And you showing any kind of jealousy towards these other guys really is only going to make you look weak and unsure of yourself. And as I'm sure you know by now, women are very attractive to confidence in men. It's probably one of the biggest traits that women want in a man, is a confident man. And by you getting upset and jealous and controlling about these guys that are lurking around in the background is certainly not going to make you look confident in her eyes. Now, I'm sure that's easier said than done for some of you. I mean, personally, I'm not a jealous type of person at all. I've never really have been. But there are times on very rare occasions where I will get a little jealous about something going on. And you know, being a little jealous here and there on, like I said, very rare occasions, there's nothing wrong with that. You just don't want it to be a regular occurrence. And obviously you don't want to lose your composure or try to control her in any sort of way. But with these male orbiters, I mean, if she has any ounce of integrity, you will never have to worry about any of these guys snatching up your girl out from under you. It's just not going to happen. She's going to be talking to you first before anything like that happens. But what could be a problem is that if she's upset with you, or maybe if you hurt her in some way, it's very possible that she goes to these guys to, you know, cry on their shoulder. If you've ever been in the friend zone, I'm sure you have experience being on that end. And they are more than likely going to say whatever they have to try to convince her that she's with the wrong guy, which would be you in their eyes. I mean, because these guys have no game. So this is the best idea that they could come up with, is trying to convince her to not like you. And hopefully she will realize that she's had this great guy right next to her this whole time and fall madly in love with him. I mean, you see these kind of things in the movies all the time, but it really doesn't work in real life. But you don't need to get all angry about these guys, nor do you need to prove yourself to your girl when they try to convince her of how terrible of a person you are. I mean, any man that has confidence and knows his self-worth is just going to end up laughing this shit off and be like, whatever. Being able to brush these guys off is no big deal, is only going to increase her attraction for you, or at the very least maintain her attraction for you. In fact, being able to brush off any guy that's showing her interest is going to be attractive to her, because most guys can't handle it. I remember a couple years ago, this was with an ex of mine, and we were at a nightclub, and I was standing in line for the bathroom, and she was standing at the bar, and I was just looking over at her, and I was just grinning from ear to ear, because here we have this 40-year-old woman. Mind you, she's gorgeous, but she's 40 years old, and she has all these 20-something-year-old guys walking by her, looking at her, going, damn. And I mean, I was loving it. I took it as a compliment. And she even brought it up a couple months later. I didn't say anything more about it, but a couple months later, she brought it up, and how she was telling me how attractive it was, because I didn't get all upset and I was acting completely confident about it. And then she reassured me. She goes, you know, I would never, ever even look at another guy when I'm with you, or in general. I mean, I knew she loved me and I loved her, so it didn't bother me one bit. Like I said, I took it as a compliment. Okay, so how do you avoid being one of these male orbiters? Because obviously this is not a place that you want to be in if you like a girl. If you've ever been in the friend zone, you know how terrible it is to be there. And I could get into the nitty-gritty details on how to do this in another video, but for the most part, you want to act like her lover and not her friend, especially in the beginning stages of dating. Because so many guys get this backwards. They think by being her friend first that her attraction for you will grow over time. But the problem is, when you act like her friend first, she starts seeing you as just a friend and not as a sexual option. So you really need to be her friend first, you really need to be her lover first and her friend second. Another thing you want to avoid is, unless she's already like a committed girlfriend where you've been together for quite a while already, or your wife, you don't want to be doing things with her like running errands or going shopping or going on lunch dates or doing things that she would normally be doing with her girlfriends or her male girlfriends. And in the very beginning of a relationship, or when you're just started dating, it's such a bad way to go, because again, you're kind of giving off this friendship vibe. And I know most of you guys, I'm the same way. Even if you're in a long-term relationship or married, most of the time you don't want to do these things. But a lot of guys in the beginning, they do these things because they think it creates a bond, which it does, but only after there has been some kind of intimacy and you guys have been together for a little while. And obviously, if she tries to friend zone you, do not agree to it and do not remain being friends with her. So many guys think this is the way to do things when she says that she doesn't want a relationship, or she says maybe it's better if we just be friends. So they continue being her friend, hoping that she'll figure it out and change her mind later, but she won't, trust me. Basically, you just want to always be your most attractive self and have that attractive personality. And you do that by playfully teasing her and being slightly cocky. I mean, just a little bit. You don't want to be too cocky, because that comes off as arrogant, and that's unattractive too. And you could also throw in the occasional sexual innuendo into the conversation. I mean, obviously, that's another thing that you don't want to overdo. Too much of it, it's just going to come off like, ugh. But once in a while, it's cute and it's sexy. And, of course, Kino. And Kino is basically just suggestively touching her, but in a non-creepy, non-aggressive sort of way. As an example, like when you're standing next to her, maybe you put your hand on the small of her back. Or if you're sitting next to each other, you put your hand on her knee. Or if she's walking away, you just give her a little playful swat on the butt as she's walking away and throw her a wink. I mean, because this stuff conveys, sexual interest. It gives off that lover vibe. And these are all ways to communicate to her that you are not her friend without actually having to say it. You're communicating that you're her lover first and her friend second. And that's really the attitude that you want to have here. So if you guys have found this video helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and for you to share it with any of your friends and family who may also find it helpful. And I would also really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I will also have a link to PayPal if you would like to make a donation. So that's it for this video. I really appreciate all of you that have watched it to the end, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.